Welcome to the British Motor Yacht Show at Swanwick Marina, where we've got a chance to catch up with a boat that we haven't yet toured, even though it's been around for a couple of years. Now, this is the Prestige 590. It is towards the top end of their flybridge range. It's a really popular boat and represents very good value for money. Now, this particular model, the base price starts at about £1.24 million ex VAT. This particular example, fully kitted up, is about 1.75, but this has got the full med spec. It's got Seakeeper stabilisers, it's got teak decks, it's got absolutely everything. So let's come on board and I will show you around. My name is Hugo Andreae, you're watching Motorboat and Yachting. Let's go and tour it. Starting at the stern of the boat, first up we can see we've got the electric passerelle. Again, I said it was med spec, that's exactly what you need. Extends out to the quayside when you're berth stern to. We've got a big hydraulic platform. This will take up to 300 kilos, so you can get good size Williams jet rib on there. And you can see it's got the lovely folding steps so that when this sinks down into the water, you've then got a nice gentle staircase down to the sea. We're going to hop up into the cockpit. Lovely big open space, L-shaped seating. This has got the electric awning. You can see this extends out over to provide more shade. High-low table, folding teak leaves. Actually, no, this is a fixed table. It's the inside one that's a high-low. This has got the fixed table. We've also got some quite cool little features here. So this here, behind the gate, I haven't seen before, but if you open it up, you can see that you plug the shore hose in there, and then you've got two hose points, so you can plug your own hose in there if you want to wash down the decks. You can either use the seawater or the fresh water coming from the dock. Just means you don't have to faff around trailing hoses all around the boat. Electric winches tighten up the stern lines. Nice bins for the rope, so tuck the tails down there. A few more features over here. We've got a stern helm station, so again, when you're coming stern to the dock, ideal to be able to stand here, look over the back, see how close you are. This is on CUMMINS Zeus pods, so you've got a joystick control. You can control it all from there, and a bow thruster if you just want to tuck the bow in. Little locker under there for shoes and so on. And over here, there is an ice maker. So very handy. You don't have to go inside to get a couple of extra cubes for your drink. We'll do a quick tour of the decks first of all. Nice wide side decks. I like the way that this has been cut out so that your shoulder just tucks neatly under there and you don't get shoved out sideways by the flybridge. Also good to see a grab rail on both sides. So you've got one on this side as you walk along, and of course the guardrail down by your hips. Now, being a couple of years old, it hasn't got a full kind of seating area that some of the larger boats in this size do now, but it's got a very nice sun pad, good size, with an electric sun awning that pops up like a pram hood. You can see it all tucks away down in there when it's not being used, but lovely to have both the sunshade when you need it, but also a lovely sunbed. And it is a properly long one. That looks about 8 feet long, that sunpad. This is rather a nice way of doing the table as well. If you look under there, you can see it's on a kind of cantilevered hinge. So when you want to tuck it away, you literally just push down on it and the whole thing tucks in there. You can either put a cushion on it or a cover, but it means that it tucks out of the way when you're driving from the helm station. It's not in your field of vision. Now, Prestige are one of the first to adopt this slightly kind of diamond-shaped bow. It just means you carry the beam a bit further forward and you've got more space down below, as well as a lovely broad working area here at the bow. I won't show you the anchor lockers, but you can see you've got them either side there and a good big anchor hanging off the front. Back down the side deck, exactly the same over here, but noting that we have got a small door, and I'll show you that from the inside, but really nice when you're helming from inside to be able to lean out, look down both decks, or indeed pop out and put a fender or put a line on the mid-cleat here. Drop back down into the cockpit. Worth noting there's a little side gate there, so if you want to hop out, you can hop out the side too. Let's go and have a quick look up on the flybridge. Relatively steep staircase, floating tread, so it doesn't look too clunky, it doesn't take up too much space, but relatively easy just to move up, nice and broad for your shoulders, no squeezing there. Helm station over on the port side, and one of the advantages of that is when you're driving from up here, if you look back down, you can see straight down the flybridge stairs and still keep an eye on the stern when you're coming into a berth. So makes a lot of sense in that respect. Good spread sun pad all the way around, so you can keep the skipper company. We have got elevating headrests here, so you can either drop them down and sit on it or prop them up and read a book. Full set of controls up here. I'll show you a little bit more about the ship system from down in the lower helm station, but you've got repeat twin Garmin screens up here. We've got the joystick control for those CUMMINS Zeus pods, Mercury throttles, they're all part of the same company now, and a tilt adjustable wheel. Quite cool little switches they've started using as well. Just very easy little soft touch switches. Good wrap of seating around the stern. Nothing particularly clever. It's a fixed table, no folding leaves, but a nice square shape, so you can get plenty of people seating on all four sides of it. And of course, with a couple of directors' chairs there, you can sit up to 8. One interesting little feature here, this backrest swings over, so you can face forward underway. Always nicer when you are travelling to be able to sit facing forwards. And a wet bar over on this side. We've got the Kenyan grill fitted this one, a sink, fridge, and storage. Not the biggest I've ever seen, but has all the essential bits and pieces you need. And of course, a hard top over the flybridge. There's no sunroof in this particular model, but we have got LED lighting strips, so should be nice and cozy even at night. Right, drop back down the steps. You can see they're a bit too steep to go down forward, so I'm going to have to spin around and drop down backwards. Now we have got a crew cabin under here, but I'll show you that at the end of the tour. Big lift up window. It's an aft galley design. Always nice to be able to lift that window up. It is manual, but you can see we've got a gas strut to take an awful lot of the weight. And to be honest, in some ways, it's much easier having a manual one. It's nice and quick. It's very reliable. Nothing to go wrong. Full mirrored doors, so when you are alongside, I think it's locked in place, but you can see we've got a sort of mirror coating on there, so you maintain privacy even when you're berthed in a marina. Always like these aft galley setups. It just feels like the heart of the boat. It's brilliant for serving people out in the cockpit as well as in the saloon. And of course, with that nice opening window, you've got plenty of fresh air. Now, another nice thing that I'd like to see is when you come in through the doors, you've got immediate access to the battery. So the main switches, you can turn those on and off from there. You've also got access to all the different ship systems. And I don't know how well you can see this. There's quite a bit of reflection going on, but you can see what the lights are doing in the different cabins. You can check tank levels, you can check batteries, and you can even turn on the generator. So really cool to have a little repeat display up here that you can access the minute you come in from the cockpit. And those are, I think, the controls. There you go. So that little switch there is the control for that extending awning over the cockpit. But makes perfect sense to have them right by the entrance here. We've got a bit of storage under there, nothing particularly clever, and the music system. Nicely arranged galley, relatively small appliances, but you have got them all. We've got an induction hob up here. There is an extractor hood in that locker there. Small combination oven under there. Little miniature dishwasher, half-size dishwasher under there. But good to see that they've really made the effort to put some nice detailing in here. So we've got a full set of cutlery, all with their own little fiddles to keep them all in place. And this is a feature I really like. Such a simple thing, but stored under here are the covers for the sink. So a lot of the time, when your sink is covered up, you've got nowhere to put the covers when you take them off. This is a perfect little slot, resides under there, slides into place, holds it nice and safe out of the way. Small detail, but very well thought through. spice rack or oils and vinegars and sauces and so on. Fridge freezer, I won't open it, you've all seen a fridge before. And some nice detailing under here too. So again, proper fiddles for all your coffee cups, your espresso cups, your plates, saucers. And actually there is one detail that I want to show you under here. I shouldn't really be surprised anymore, but look at this. That is just a station for your coffee maker. It's been removed just for the sake of the show, but you can see you've got little Velcro pads there and a special rack for all your little Nespresso pods. Honestly, they really do think of everything these days. And over on this side, this is the bit that I'm a little bit more interested. These are the tumblers for the drinks locker, and specially shaped. There's even a square one for your bottle of tequila in there. Very nice big windows all the way round. Lovely light interior. Plenty of natural light coming in through the windows. 2-section screen rather than the single, but nice to see some opening side windows on here. It makes such a difference just having a bit of extra ventilation up front so you can get a flow of air through the boat. Really good headroom all the way through here. Plenty of room over my head. I'm about 6'1", so close to 7 feet I would say up there. And all very much part of the action. So if you've got someone cooking in the galley, they're very much part of the social saloon area. There is a small step up, but you all feel very much part of the same space. And here is that door I showed you from outside. It feels a bit more of a kind of glorified window than a door, but it is perfectly possible to get out there. If I swivel that round, you do have to duck a little bit, but it's easy enough to step out onto the side deck. Perfect for doing your lines, checking how close you are to the dock. Helm station over on this side. Nothing particularly fancy to talk you through. We've got adjustable wheel itself, Mercury throttles. Now, one of the good things about these joystick controls for the CUMMINS Zeus pods, you get skyhook. Now that just enables you to lock the boat in position. It uses geostationing, satellite geostationing to hold you in place, which is brilliant if you're waiting for a bridge to open or a lock to open or something like that. You can just hold it in position, or indeed just outside the marina you can lock it in skyhook and put your fenders out. You also get autopilot. We've got a bow thruster as well, so you've got complete control. You can push the boat where you want it, you can twist it round, you can move it sideways, you can skyhook it, you can use the autopilot. They've also got a ship control system, and I don't know how well this will show up on screen, but again, very clever. You've just got access to all kinds of things. If I put it onto air conditioning, for instance, you can see exactly what's going on this deck, or you can go down to the lower deck and you've got all the cabins. You can turn lights on and off. You can check your tanks, I think. So that's the air conditioning, or the electrics, I mean. You can see which generator's on, whether you've got shore power on. I can't see very well in this light, but you can check tank levels. Just means you can access absolutely everything. And the real joy is that's all linked to an iPad app, so you can do it by remote from the shore, from the cabin. When you're coming to the boat, you can set the temperature you want it to be at, all of that. High-low television there, that rises up, and a high-low table there. So that goes all the way down to create a coffee table, but also when you want to dine there, let me very quickly move that across. You can see the table opens up. I don't think it actually needs an extra support because it's hinged in such a way to support itself, but a really good size dining table too. Lift it up, drop it down as you want. I'm just going to close that up so that somebody doesn't accidentally raise the television and knock the beautiful vase off. Really nice wide entry down to the lower deck, and this has two separate accommodation areas. So we've got the forward guest area and the aft master cabin. So VIP is forward. Not the largest hull windows you've ever seen, but enough natural light coming in through those side windows, a couple of little opening ports. There are skylights overhead, but because we've got the sun pad cushions in place, you're not getting any light through there. But if you take those cushions off, you would get a great deal more natural light. You can see the effect of that slightly squared off beam. We've got plenty of width either side. Good storage. Hanging locker there. Got another hanging locker on this side. In fact, that's practically a walk-in locker. Maximum cred for that. We've got separate shelves, hanging space, and in fact you can have another heads compartment in there. Apparently it's an option not many people take up because we've already got an ensuite bathroom, but if you want an extra heads, you can have one in there. There's a small vanity unit there, television up on the bulkhead, more storage. I think there's certainly some storage under the bed. There we go, drawers under the bed. And this is also a scissor action berth, so you can see the split there. It is a manual one. I'm not going to activate the whole thing because the bed is made up, but you can see that the mattress bases slide apart and you can make that into 2 singles, or as they've got it set up here, as an island double. Now, access to the ensuite bathroom, it's what we call a Jack and Jill entrance. So there is ensuite access through here, but there is also access from the lobby area just outside. So really good sized bathroom, separate shower compartment in here, little moulded in seat. Hasn't got an overhead rain shower, this one. It is just a relatively small lift up thing, so seems like a slightly small shower head, but I'm sure it does the business. Just always like to see a rain shower if you can get one in. So that is the ensuite access, and this is access from the lobby. So if I just close that up, you can see you can use it as a day heads, just come down the companionway here and access in there. Now whilst we're here, I'll just show you something under these stairs. There's quite a powerful sprung hinge, but you can see there is a washer dryer under the staircase. It's often slightly dead space, but very handy to have a washer dryer fitted under there. Keep it out the way, means that it's not using up valuable space in anybody's cabin. I have to really push that down. Oh, there we go, locked into place. And then twin cabin over here. Well, this is the 3rd guest cabin. I say twin, obviously it's set up as twin in this position, but once again, this is in fact a sliding bed. I give you a bit of an idea of that, but you can see that that just pushes over. I'd need to get up there and push that end over too, but slides across and again makes up into a double if you want to. So nothing complicated, not electrics or anything, simple manual system, but it does give you the versatility of having a twin or a double. Good size hull window in this one. Small opening port too, and some locker storage in there. Good headroom in here too, actually. Again, plenty of room above my head, and it drops down here. It does start to lose a bit of headroom here, but of course at this point you can just sit down on the bed. But for a 3rd cabin, great to have the option of a single or twin and plenty of light. And then the main cabin has separate access, and this is one of the key selling points of this boat. You get 2 very distinct, very private accommodation areas. So steps down from just outside the galley here into the main cabin, and look at this. How nice is this space? So completely opposite end of the boat, your own entrance, really good headroom all the way around the bed. Good size hull windows, very nice, bright, open, private cabin. Lots of space, not overly flashy. This is the Wenge finish. They call this sort of slightly dark wood, but you can have light oak or a number of different finishes. All the kind of key features. Got a little vanity unit, breakfast bar, somewhere to put your jewellery or makeup. You can imagine sitting there though together, having a cup of coffee in the morning for your Nespresso machine upstairs. Lots of extra storage space. Quite nice little sort of bifold doors there. Little locker up there. More bedside storage space. Nice backlit headboard. And check this out. Walk-in wardrobe on this side. Plenty of locker space, hanging space. But I love this. It's a walk-through shower compartment. So you can access it from both sides. Screened on both sides, so all the water stays in there, but you can walk right through the shower and out into the other end of the ensuite bathroom. Lots of mirrors, lots of natural light, nice discreet WC, plenty of storage under there. And of course, both these bathrooms, or both the entrances, should I say, can very quickly be closed up. There's just a little latch in there. Same on this side. Just pop that down. And then you've just got mirrored doors. So it's very deceptive. It feels like there's actually more empty space in there. It's so clean, that glass. It almost looks like it's another room, but it is, of course, just the entrance to the bathroom. More storage space under there, and a safe, in fact, for your valuables. But my favourite little secret storage space, I can't even remember which of these stairs it is, but I think it's this one. If you lift that up, there is the tiniest little storage locker under there. And I'm told that that's where a lot of people stuff the keys to the boat. The last thing they want to do is rummage around in the safe. But here you can just drop the keys or a couple of valuables. Nobody would ever know they're there, except I've just given it away. Sorry about that. Access to a load of the systems behind all of these panels, all the breaker switches, fuel shut off, fire release, breakers, all nice and available. Big storage locker under here. You can put your life raft in there, or I'm told most people use it for storing their wine and beer. Absolutely essential, somewhere to keep that safely tucked away. Right, let's do the crew cabin first. That is under this bench seat here. Now, don't expect miracles, it's not the largest of boats. It is being used for boat show storage at the moment. So, bed under here. Obviously, we've got cushions and canopies and things laid out, but good to have some natural light coming in through that transom window. And there is a small but functional separate heads compartment, ensuite, pull-out shower in the sink, loo down here, and a little window there. Like I said, not the largest of spaces, but there is also access to the pod drives under the floor there. But I will show you the engine room through the cockpit hatch in the sole. Just close that down. So access the engine room under here. Lift that up. Here are those Cummins engines. So twin 600 horsepower Cummins attached to Zeus pods. Should give a top speed of about 29 knots and a range of about 260 miles from the fuel tanks. Now these are on little jack shafts. You can see them coming out there to the pods, which are located further back under the crew cabin. All the Garmin equipment neatly laid out behind a perspex screen there. Load of the electrics and chargers on this side. Got the fuel tanks behind there. Always nice to see a sight gauge so you can check that your electronic readout is accurate. We've got a Seakeeper stabilizer under there, an Onan, I believe it's a 17.5 kVA generator up forward, and the second port tank over there. These are the air conditioning systems. This boat is absolutely fully kitted out, and I believe we've also got the hydraulics for the passerelle. So quite a busy engine room, but nicely lit, and actually pretty good headroom down here. There we go. We'll finish up by the aft galley here. That is the Prestige 590. Really good to catch up with a popular boat like this, even if it's not one of the very latest models. It's still very much a current model, a lot of boat for sensible money. So hope you've enjoyed looking around it. Let me know what you make of it. Always enjoy reading your comments, and thank you very much for watching. you.